What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cream City Curveball. I'm your main man, Justin, down here in North Carolina.
And Pipe, I'm in the good land.
Yeah, man, a little bit tired, man. Forgot to do my little baseball thing, man. There's our curveball. We're back in the joint. So, look, Pipe, man, I was out real late last night, man. The Wilson Warbirds, they're about an hour and 5 minutes from the crib. Shout out to my ticket rep, Noah, that keeps me fresh with my season tickets. Took the grandson out there, bro. And we get there at 8:15, and the game is just starting. We watched the Wilson Warbirds go down 8-1 to the Fayetteville Woodpeckers. Woodpeckers a perfect name for that team from Fayetteville, too. We don't like anything from that. They're a Houston Astros affiliate, so, they cheat and all that stuff. Anyways, man, our main man, Jose Anderson, with the walk-off home run. I believe it was 11-10. So I'm telling you, your boy up here, Papa J, is struggling today. I'm tired. Saw your boy Frias get some base hits. Brady, Abel, all these guys down there, man. No Jaden Fielder sighting me last night, Pipe, but just a great day in the ballpark of low A baseball with some Brewers guys that'll be coming to a stadium near you very soon, man.
Yeah, no, it's great that you get the first looks on these guys. Granted, most of them, if they ever make it this far, it's going to be multiple years. But you see them on the ground floor, man. When they're up and coming, they're raw. You can see the talent in there. They just got to get developed. And with the way that the Brewers minor league system is, they're in a good spot to do just that.
So let's talk about real quick, man. Just real quick, man. We always swerving all over the place. Let's talk about some of the guys that I've seen that have made the majors. So Bryce Terang, Freddie Peralta, Jackson Chiriot, Devin Williams, recently Jesus Mate, Pena, obviously, Braylon Payne. I mean, anybody in AAA, AA that have came up through the Brewers org, with the exception of guys like Brock Wilken and stuff like that, who started at high A. Ooh, that guy's really struggling right now in AAA, man. He hits the ball. He had a grand slam yesterday for the Nashville Sounds against the Charlotte Knights because we're going to get to this rain out in a second. We got to get to one other thing first. But that's what they were playing on the MLB app, bro. They were playing the Nashville Sounds and the Charlotte Knights, man. So shout out to Brock Wilken with the grand slam, my brother.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And anytime those the minor league games get more national exposure, it's all the better for the players, for the organizations, for baseball as a whole. The minor leagues is often overlooked, but that's where these guys come up, get developed, and turn into the stars that we end up cheering for and spending money on their jerseys. They all start somewhere. So anytime they can get any kind of publicity, that is a good thing for everybody.
For sure, man. And we're coming to you live before you get your sausage and biscuits in yourself, your eggs. In my case, as Pipe always makes fun of me, pesca alien, my salmon and my and my greens and my vegetables, man. But so why we up so early, Pipe? What the heck we got going on? Why are we here today this early in the morning?
A little doubleheader action. Of course, there was another rain out in that stupid city. They should just put a freaking roof over that entire city or sink it to the bottom of whatever dumbass rivers out there. But do something with it. But yeah, it's weather's always playing a factor in all these series with the crew, man.
All three of the rivers out there in Pittsburgh, like they say down there in New Orleans, right? Yeah, man, I feel like every year we play the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. And, I'm going to send this to my buddy who lives in Pittsburgh. But these dummies have a rainout, and, they're not good enough to beat us. They seem to use the rainout to their advantage. They find a way to beat us. Biggest thing, and we'll get into the disabled list in a second, Pipe, but the biggest thing we can't have happen is we have to get to that 60th game. I don't X's and O's, we can throw that out the window. We're about to get to this lineup. Pipe, why don't we just pause all this stuff, doubleheader and all this stuff? Just read this lineup because you were so excited about it. I'm excited about it. What we got cooking today at game one, my brother?
Oh, yeah, dude, this game one lineup is legit. There's only one player I wish was in it who's not. But the lineup for game one today, you got Yelly leading off, that followed by Mitchell and Terang. And then you've got Contreras, Bowers, and Lara, Pratt, Frelick, and Joe Zero hitting ninth. So obviously the only one that you'd want in there who's not is Andrew Vaughn. But man, that is one hell of a lineup. Bryce Terang hitting third, Mitchell all the way up to second. That's good stuff, man. That is good stuff. I predict great things in Game 1.
Yeah, so what I'm about to do right now is I'm gonna go and look at whatever that over is for runs for the Brewers, and I'm gonna hammer it. No, wait, hold on. 20-second timeout on the play, bro. I always lose bets, so whatever the under is, and I'm gonna bet the Pittsburgh Pirates. So I'm gonna make that donation to the North Carolina Educational Lottery Fund to help these kids get to college. I got my youngest one getting ready to go to college. I got two out there, South Alabama, Troy University. So we got one more to go, Pipe. One more. How many more you got to go till you're out of this and no more of this kids in the house and you can just be the pipe bomb and the Mrs. Pipe Bomb in the crib?
Man, I got one in college, so I still got two more that I got to get there and get through. So anybody who wants to help pay for them, hit me up. Let me know.
Yeah, shout out to University of Wisconsin Whitewater with your beautiful daughter out there too, man. We're supporting our schools. We got a bunch of colleges between us. One day we'll get a T-shirt made with all the different colleges that we have on it that we represent between Cream City Curveball, man. But yeah, back to this lineup, bro. Absolutely stud one. We give Pat Murphy his crap when he deserves it, and we give him his flowers. I think we give him more flowers than anybody else. Well, not more than anybody else. We give him his justifiably due flowers, and we're going to give him some today. That lineup shows I want to get to that 60 mark. I want to be here, and I want to set this record. We've never got to 60 wins in a Milwaukee Brewers uniform before the All-Star game. This is untouched territory for the Milwaukee Brewers, my brother. And I feel like this is even more reason why we're doing this three-peat for Manager of the Year for Patrick Murphy. I don't even know if his name's Patrick. I made that up, but it sounded good.
Yeah, the thing you got to celebrate when you get a lineup like this because you know there's going to be in one of these games one of the Murph specials, one of them goofy ass lineups that make no sense. That you sit there and you look at it, and Greg Jones will be hitting third, and just stuff that just boggles your mind, and you're like, are we even trying in this freaking game? As far as winning 60 before the break, who cares? Just win them all. Let's go into the break on a badass sweep here. Let's just get that done, and who cares what else happens? But the Brewers are already having an amazing road trip. You take 4 out of the 5 in St. Louis. Just build on it and just crush these fools. We all know that Pittsburgh ain't nothing. One thing to complain about with this series, you get the matchup of the aces. The best pitcher in all of baseball in Mizorowski on Sunday going up against little limp Skenes. And they sit there and, okay, so what is it? Last game before the break, Skenes, and so they put it on the cock? You can't even watch it on normal TV? It's on the cock? Come on, man. I know his name is Skenes and all, but put that shit on normal TV so more, normal fans can watch that stuff. You hide it on the Peacock, and come on. They're lucky I like listening to games on the radio because that's going to be a radio-only game for me, which is disappointing because those are dudes that you want to see pitch and not just listen to pitch.
Welcome to the new name of our podcast. This went from Cream City Curveball to Paul City Curveball with Skenes and Cock early in the morning. Early in the morning with the pipe bomb already dropping the pipe. No, I agree with you, man. And, the thing that I'm happy we talked about this a couple episodes ago is that the fact that neither one of these gentlemen, well, I don't care about Skenes, but I do care that Mizorowski does not pitch in that All-Star game because we want these guys fresh. Real quick on that St. Louis Cardinals thing, man. I know you're not a big hip-hop. No, yes, you are. You're a big hip-hop head. So, and shout out to my guy in Pittsburgh, man, my old golf teammate, Aaron. You know what we used to call it when we made an 8 in college golf, Pipe?
What's that?
We said we made a Jeezy. The reason why we called it a Jeezy, because Jeezy's mascot was the snowman. So what we're going to need Tim Allen and whoever his new host is, we're going to get to that in a second. But when we get 8, we got to play some Jeezy Can't Ban the Snowman. We got to get it. And we know if you were producing, you would pull it up for us, right, my brother?
Yeah, yeah. As long as it's clean, I would have played it for sure. I don't know nothing about no Jeezy this or Jeezy that, but I know that on the best show on radio, Tim and Tommy used to make fun of Levering all the time because he has, he loves calling it a snowman and all that kind of stuff, and so they'd get on him. How many times did he say snowman today and all this kind of stuff? Which was funny and entertaining. Lev is great. Really nice dude behind the scenes, too. So, yeah, that's funny. I never heard it referred to as a Jeezy, but if that's the way we're going, that's how we're going.
Yeah, man, can't ban a snowman. Let's stick right there for a second, man. And shout out to Tommy, man. I thought he did an excellent job in his duration, not only just at WSSP, but more importantly, the post-game show. And there's been a lot of great people that have been a part of this post-game show. And one thing about Cream City Curveball, we don't carry a flag for either one of the stations. You got Hunter, you got Billy Schmidt over there, you got Armin Sarian, you got Doug Russell, you have Sparky Pfeiffer, you have John Kuhn, you have Josh Albright. All these guys in Milwaukee, and we're blessed. Even those guys over there at ESPN Milwaukee, man, Gary Ellerson, Leroy Butler, a plethora of names, and we just want to give our credit to all of these guys. And we got a spot for you on Cream City Curveball to come pull up with your boys and talk a little baseball. Right, we might have a spot for him on Cream City Chalk Talk to come talk some pigskin at some point too, right, my brother?
Yeah, I don't know how much about football any of those guys know. I worked with Gary for years. Some of his football takes were just garbage. Love you, GE, but you know how that goes. Yeah, of course, everybody's welcome. We don't carry the flag for nobody except the Brewers and the Packers and all that. So. Come on by, sit on down, and let's get in trouble together.
Don't forget about your beloved Milwaukee Bucks, man.
I never heard of them.
We're gonna talk about this. Never mind. I'm gonna start previewing everything, man. I'm addicted to previewing stuff. So let's talk a little bit about what we got missing today, right? Your boy Gasser, the Gas Man, is back in the building because Kyle Harrison goes on the 15-day DL. I myself, Pipe Bomb, I'm happy to see it. That means his brother can go sit down, rest, get ready for this second half push, because not only is that 60 important, but that hundo is important to me. But not only is that hundo important to me, Pipe, that NLCS is important to me. Not only is that NLCS important to me, Pipe, but that WS is important to me. Let's drink beer down Wisconsin Avenue. Let's get Happy Place Hemp to put gummies on Wisconsin Avenue. Let's get fourth base, home base, whatever the name of the place is. We're sorry for messing it up. We'll get better once you pay us. Let's get them to serve food down Wisconsin Avenue. What I'm saying is I'm okay with Harrison being out because this is about getting ready for the thing that's the most important at task, and that is that piece of, what did Manfred call it? Piece of tin? Piece of metal? Is that what he called it? A couple
Something
years ago?
like that. Yeah. Yeah, the Harrison thing, is it concerning? Yeah, you never want your starter to be injured, especially the dude who has proven throughout the entire first half of the season to be your second best pitcher. So, obviously we wish all the best for him. But yeah, like you, do I think this is a big deal? No. I'm nervous because I'm always nervous. But, I'm happy that he's going on the DL now, or IL, whatever. I wish that he would take Aaron Ashby with him. Ashby is going to need probably 2 to 3 IL stints in the second half of the year. Why not do one right now? Set him down for these 3 games. If you can't beat Pittsburgh without Aaron Ashby or Harrison, then what the hell are we doing? Then we're not real contenders to begin with. That team's got very, very little talent. They're decent. They're okay. They're not on the Brewers level. And so we should be able to steamroll those guys without Harrison, without Ashby. Give those guys some rest. Let them kick back, put their feet up, have a few cold ones, hang out with the family, go chase the tail everywhere they want, do whatever. let them relax and hold let their arms bounce back so they're ready to go. If we learned something from last season, which was we led the majors in wins. You had another manager of the year for Murph, most wins in franchise history, all that kind of stuff, and 1, 2, 3 and done. And the NLCS just got your ass smoked by the LA Dodgers, who hid people on the IL because they knew they didn't need them to win the division. We're not going to need half our guys to win the division. They were all healthy in the playoffs, and they wiped the floor with our asses, and it was embarrassing. We scored 1 run in each of the 4 games. That's it. So, let's be a little bit smarter with how we're rocking with these dudes going down the stretch. Why don't we sit there? Professional sports is a game of copycat. Look how quickly the West Coast offense and all that. It's just a game. Oh, this works, everybody does it. And then when you figure that out, oh, now this works, everybody's going to do that. So why don't we sit there and try to emulate what LA did last year a little bit and give these guys more of a break instead of relying on them as heavy as Murphy and the Brewers organization has so far this season.
No, all great points, man, and absolutely right, man. The biggest thing is getting to that World Series trophy, man. I think we deserve it. We're long overdue for it. I wish we could have got it when Mr. Euchre is here. We need to get it while Mr. Allen is young, spry, and kicking, while we're young, spry, and kicking, man. We just want to see it once. Just one time. Speaking of stuff and relievers coming back, we got a guy from down the road here in Durham, North Carolina, that we just brought back to your Milwaukee Brewers. I'm talking about Bryce Wilson. Big hunk of love, Bryce. Big guy coming back. I want to get your thoughts on that. Let me give you a fun fact about Bryce Wilson. His brother, I believe his name was Peyton Wilson. He was I can't say he was an all-time leading tackler for NC State University football for the Wolfpack, but he was definitely up there. He was a hell of a Wolfpacker. I believe he's a Pittsburgh Steeler right now. So, interesting fact about Bryce Wilson, man. What do you think about Bryce coming back to the Brewers, man?
Yeah, welcome back. Hopefully it's successful. I don't care. Is Bryce Wilson a name? No. The only reason he's a name is because he's been here before, so we know the name. Am I going to consider this a big signing, before the trade deadline? Hell no.
Absolutely.
He's just a dude. This is one of those low risk, possibly medium reward guy. Is Wilson going to go out there and do great things and be a pivotal reason why the Brewers are going to win the division and hopefully win the National League? No.
Yes.
No. And the only thing I hope is that Bryce doesn't sit there and take too many innings from the only GA that is recognized. I like Grant Anderson, man. I think he's good. I think he deserves to be here. He deserves to keep getting the ball. And now with Bryce Wilson, coming back, that might take some innings away from the real GA.
Man, when you paint it like that, man, you put me in an awkward position because I like Bryce because he's about 10 minutes from the crib. But then, man, GA is my guy. That's my guy, GA. Shout out to Grant Anderson, man. Great year, man. And I mean, I just cannot echo the statements. And I do, maybe not as far-fetched as what you said as far as pivotal role why the Milwaukee Brewers win the World Series. But I think he will play a role. And the reason why I'm saying that he will play a role is because Chris Hook, Jim Henderson, and this pitching lab and this pitching staff gets guys pitching, what is it? Tim used to say above their baseball card for averages. So for ERA, it would be below their baseball card, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so he gets they do a phenomenal job. And I am so excited to see Bryce come back and see what the pitching lab can do with them. And if we can't do anything with them, what's that brother we brought in from the A's? Is he gone?
Oh, Kunal, no, he's just hurt. So unfortunately, it looks like he'll be back here in a week or two. But, he sucks. He's hot garbage. So hopefully, Wilson takes his spot. And I'll just completely, skip over the fact because, you're back. Great. Welcome to the club. Again, Mr. Wilson. I'll just completely skip over the fact that the Bryce or the Wilson parents named their kids Peyton and Bryce. That's as bad as Peyton and Eli. So it's just stupid names. I feel bad for both those kids, both those all four of those kids. Thankfully, they were good at professional sports. Because that's yikes.
I'm never doing another one of these shows after Abdig hit me. You're so out of pocket. Your
How many?
parents
How,
named them terrible names.
how many kids? How many kids of yours did you name Peyton? Not a one. Same
Not a
here.
one.
Never even crossed my freaking mind. So, come on, man.
Hey, you got where's is Peyton still with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because you got the technology to look stuff up. Is he still a Steeler or no?
I'll look it up, man.
Just for look, welcome to behind the scenes with Justin and Pipe, man. We get off railed, man. Well, Pipe was born. Pipe's an honorary '80s baby. I think we're just on the cusp. I'm 82. Pipe is somewhere late '70s, and it's well before the time where you guys had all these diagnoses and you call us this and that. They just whooped us and put us in a corner and told us we were bad. So we'll swerve all over the place, man. But no, I'm with you, man. Bryce has to come back and he has to pitch well. The other guy that's really been struggling in his bullpen has been Jared Koenig on his return back. Not what we wanted to see with him. Home runs when games are still somewhat gettable. And he kind of let one of those Cardinals games, the one we lost, get out of control, man. And I need to see Koenig kind of knock a little bit more of that rust off. We know Koenig can be a very good pitcher. What do you think is kind of holding Koenig up? And when can we see the real Jared Koenig instead of this imposter we have in his body right now?
Well, we'll get to it. Koenig will be fine. That dude he's a pro. He's been there, done that. I don't have a whole lot of concern about him. As long as he can stay healthy, I think he'll sit there and put it together in a rather quick fashion. We've seen him pitching big innings, 1,000 times here with the crew. So I've got no reason why he wouldn't be able to do that. Now, I don't know how good this is going to work, but look at this. That is Peyton Wilson, right? Okay, I apologize, Peyton. I didn't realize you look like that. So I won't make fun of your name, bro. Like, that is the face of a dude who will sit there and show up at your house at 3:30 in the morning for bad intentions. And, you add a little CTE in there, and that could be an ugly situation. So, yeah, Peyton Wilson, one of my favorite football players of all time. Great named fellow. Maybe I'll buy a jersey from China off of his to try to stem him off. But yikes!
He was a monster on that football field at NC State, man. Anything that wore a different colored jersey or even colors for that, man. I think he may have tackled a couple of assistant coaches in the ACC, man. He was a monster down here, bro. I was really hoping our beloved Packers got him, but it didn't go that way in the third, fourth round, whatever he picked. Is he still out there knocking heads off for the Pittsburgh Steelers special teamer, or is he kind of out there just freelancing somewhere?
I don't know. It says he's still on the Steelers, so whatever the hell that means.
And not to turn this into chalk talk, but real quick, because while we're here on Wilson, man, he's the type of guy that I would love to have in Green Bay. He's a guy. I can see these guys, but I can't remember their names. But those type of guys that you need to win a Super Bowl. Man, what's your guy's name for Central Michigan that was a backup linebacker on the Packers that had to play a little bit during that Super Bowl run?
Man, you know how many gummies ago that was. You expect me to pull random dude backup Central Michigan guys out of my hat? What?
Yeah, I don't have any technology with me, man. We're recording it on my phone and we figure out this technology stuff. So we'll get it and we'll be able to get all these random guys. And by the time we do Cream City Chalk Talk, first episode coming real soon. Make sure you're on the lookout for that. Cream City crossover, we got one coming maybe tomorrow night. We had one the other night once all the Tyler Hero stuff broke, man. So just be on tune. Cream City Media Group are really taking this thing over, man. We're doing a great job. Not to pat ourselves on our back. Pipe, I tell you all the time, a person that tells you that they're good or a good person or a nice guy or a great guy, whatever the case they are, you don't need to tell yourself. You let other people tell you. But in this case, I'm going to say we're doing a great job, and I'm going to go ahead and own that stuff, man. Let's get to something that's real big. It's in the precipice for us. This is something that is huge. Pipe Bomb, I got to ask you. It's your question, but I'm going to ask you and put you on the spot first. What two, maybe three, maybe four, who on this Milwaukee Brewers roster? We could go majors, minors. We could go minors, however you want to play it, my brother. Who's untouchable for you? Who will you not send out to get said reliever, said starter pitcher, or said bat into this lineup?
Well, okay, let me put a caveat in front of it that, everybody for the right price is available. And that don't matter. I don't care who you are. You want Mizorowski, if the price is right, okay, so besides any obviously outrageous deals, like I would say that Jesus Made is an untouchable, somebody I would not allow another team to trade for. But if you're going to trade up, Shohei for Jesus Made, of course, yes, let's do it. So, besides, the pie in the sky crap, I wouldn't trade Jesus. With the long-term deal, the Churio-like contract and everything that he's got, or that he should be getting soon, hopefully. They need to hang on to him. The other one I wouldn't trade, and it's hard for me to say this. I root for him. I didn't think I'd be saying this. Is Type 1, man. Garrett Mitchell. I wouldn't get rid of Mitchell if it could all be avoided at all, because I like him. I've liked what we've seen. I've liked the fact that he stayed healthy so far. Every time I see him out there, I still hold my breath. Every time he's at bat or he slides into a bag, it's like, is he going to get back up? And so far, he's been getting back up. So hopefully that keeps up. But the production that he's had, I think he brings a lot in the clubhouse as well, a behind the scenes, kind of leader in there. I wouldn't want to get rid of Mitchell, and I did not think that he would be the second name I would say.
Yeah, so for me, it's all these guys on these long minor league deals, right? So your Lara, your Churio, obviously Mizorowski, but I think that goes without being said. But then for me, also, I'm going to give you one out of the ones you said, because I agree with everyone you said, but a guy that I feel is untouchable for me is Luis Pena. And the reason why I say Pena is untouchable is because, like you mentioned earlier, that I get the opportunity to watch these guys early on. And the bond, and I know him and Made are separated right now, but the bond that they have, it's insane. Everything these brothers did when they were on the Carolina Mudcats was together. When they were on the Timber Rattlers together, it was together. It was frickin' frack. You didn't see one without the other. And to me, I would hate to remove a comfort zone from Jesus Made like that. And the other thing about it, Luis Pena is a pretty good baseball player too. So I'm going to go with him. I agree with everybody you said. Trying to think, is there anybody else? I mean, I probably wouldn't get rid of Cooper Pratt. But then, I mean, you got Mate and these guys. It's a crazy problem to have. This is what I meant to say on the post game, but I got so excited when we were talking about all these people who were calling in after a 12-2 win or whatever it was over the Cardinals, and they were complaining, we don't have this, we don't have that, blah, blah, blah. We're in a unique situation with this Milwaukee Brewers baseball club where the future is present, and you're seeing some of our future up here right now, and these guys are playing phenomenal ball. And then you look to that minors, AAA, not so much, but AA, killing it, high A, killing it, low A, we got some work to do, but there's a plethora of talent all up and down that farm system, and I'm excited to be a Brewers fan. And if you're a bandwagon, now is the time to jump on before it gets hot, so you can say I was with it when it started in the mud, right, Pike?
Damn right. I will say this is the type of year, or time of year, I should say, the time of year that drives me nuts. Every single year we go through this crap. Who are the Brewers going to get at the trade deadline? Are they going to get a starter? Are they going to get a big bat? I really think this is the year they're going to take a big swing at it. Have you not been paying attention? What team do you think you watch and you root for? The Brewers aren't going to do shit. They're going to grit in. They already brought in one. relief pitcher that no one outside of Milwaukee knows, in Bryce Wilson. They might get another one, and that's it.
Don't forget your boy from the A's.
Yeah, Kunal. Yeah, he sucks. He sucks.
He's throwing 101, Pipe. His velo went up when he came to us.
Yeah, and his ERA is through the roof, too. So, what are we talking about? And this is, there's a lot of things. I love sports radio, man. There's a lot of things that just, and I'm sure it's what people are talking about, at the water cooler and all that kind of stuff. But it's just stupid, bouncing all these stupid trade. Oh, I want to do a 4-team trade. Oh, okay. Yeah, good idea. Why don't you wake me up the day after the trade deadline, and I'll take a look into whatever crappy reliever the Brewers picked up, and we're going to try to, sprinkle a little dust on out of the pitching lab and get this guy into a serviceable dude. Now, more times than not, they're successful at it, and they bring in these no-name guys, and they turn them into something, and the Brewers have had good success. Very rarely does a trade not work out in the Brewers' favor. Very rarely is it a Jonathan Scope type deal, which still gives you nightmares because that guy was so damn bad when he was here. But the Brewers aren't going to do anything. So to sit there and get all worked up and, I'm doing a deep dive on these 10 players the Brewers should pick up, don't waste your time. Go get a hobby. Go try to kiss a girl for the first time in your life. Do something worthwhile. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Damn it. Why? Pipe bomb out of pocket. That's why they call his brother the pipe bomb. He's out for the gifts, not a rat. Not a rat. You hear me? Listen, you're 25 games above 500. You clearly don't need... you got to look at the guys you got. I want to see Andrew Vaughn hit. I want to see Jake Bauers hit. I want to see Garrett Mitchell hit. I don't want to go get said guy off of said team because look at Suarez now. What is he doing for Cincinnati? They're 12 games under 500 with the worst manager in the division. And I mean, he can't hit the blind side of a barn. So what are we talking about? You get this guy, you get that guy, you mortgage your future. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. You know me, Pipe. We traded Yo Ferry and I was livid. But that's because it's different. I make a bond with these guys before they become something. And I don't think my guy, Yo Ferry, I got to look him up, see what he's doing in the Red Sox organization. Last time I checked, he was barely in Double-A. I think he was, so, it's some work to do. But, man, I want to hold what I got. I want to stand pat. I believe every one of these prospects are going to make it, just like I believe every Milwaukee Brewer should have been on the All-Star game. I believe Bryce Terang was snubbed. I believe Jake Bauers was snubbed. I believe Aaron Ashby was snubbed. But in all truthfulness, I do believe that Terang was snubbed. I believe that Bauers was snubbed. And I believe that Trevor McGill should have made it in before Buddy from the Cardinals. I don't even know his name because he gave up a bunch of hits the other night, and he's a bum. And their manager's a bum, and the Cardinals are bums. And that's why you're 10.5 games under us. Who's little brother now?
Well, absolutely. This was the Cardinals' chance at 5-game set to get back into the division, and they failed epically. Dropping 4 out of 5, and, instead of sitting there trying to get back into the race, they've basically been eliminated. And the Cubs are getting close to being eliminated too. Now, do I want the Brewers to sit there and ride with what they've got? Hell no. The fact that the team's 25 games over 500 is amazing, and it's great. And all this. Is this team going to win the World Series? No. They need more. They need more. And anyone who sits there, Justin, who says, hey, I want to rock with the dudes I've got. We're so damn good, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, why don't you walk me by that trophy case? That Milwaukee Brewers trophy case, because it looks 100% exactly like the Minnesota Vikings. Empty. So I don't want to rock with what I got. I want to get better. I want more. I know that we're not going to get it, but that's what I want until there's a trophy in there. And all these people who sit there and say, oh, yeah, we're owed one, we need one, we deserve one. You got to go and earn one. You got to take it. And so far, the Brewers haven't done it. Every single year goes by. They got a good team. You pencil them in every year now to win the division, make the playoffs. Well, it's time to sit there and start making moves to go farther. You've got to put a trophy in there, man. We all Packer fans talk a whole lot of smack about the Vikings, and we're the Minnesota Vikings of baseball right now.
Hey man, we got a couple lawyers on a couple of our programs, man. Can I make a motion that we never mention the Milwaukee Brewers name with the Minnesota Vikings ever again?
It hurts. It hurts.
It just gives me like I just want to punch something. I just want to break something. But you're not wrong in your take, Pipe, and you're not far off with it. We got to go take one. We got to take one, and this is a year to take it, man. Let's go slap one of these mother in the mouth. Let's kick them in the nuts. Let's do something. Let's, like my grandson would say, let's kick them in the diabolicals. Let's do something. We got to get it, though, man. Let's go have a parade down Wisconsin Avenue. Let's have a reason why I got to waste all my PTO early first week of November. And I'm looking at Thanksgiving break, and I'm like, dude, I don't got nothing left because I've been in Milwaukee for 2 weeks straight. Let's do it. We got to rank something before we get up out of here. I'm going to throw a curveball at you, man, because you mentioned the Minnesota Vikings. No particular order. Give me your top. Just give me your 5 teams if you had to go off the cuff right now that you hate the most in all the sports. No order, though.
5 teams I hate the most: Vikings, St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago Bears, Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox. There's 5.
I feel like,
and that's in no particular order because the White Sox are up there. That whole organization is trash. Amazing now that I was talking to my sister last night, and she's a Sox fan. She's one of the 7. And she, I was looking at games to get tickets to and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, there's a few games that are sold out now. Yeah, typical Southside Chicago fans. They only show up when they're good, and then they claim, I've been here since day one. No, you haven't, because they were drawing 17 people a game for the last 15 years. So shut up. Your fan base is trash.
Yeah, have you, I'm going to give you my 5. Have you looked at the home run derby? Who's in it?
Dude, I don't care. I will not watch the home run derby. I'm not going to watch the All-Star game. Big Brother, the new season of Big Brother has started, so summer is officially underway. So I'm going to watch a bunch of crappy-ass TV and love every second of it. But I don't give a rat's ass about the All-Star game or any of the All-Star festivities.
You talk about me for wearing pink hats and you watch Big Brother?
Yeah, man. Oh, please. There's some honeys on there.
All right, man. So what we're going to need for the last show before the All-Star game, Pipe, we know you're not going to watch, but we're going to do a little research. You got to pick a home run derby champion. I feel like, who would you put your $5 on? And I'll probably put the $5 on it for you down here in North Carolina. Mine will be on the Asian brother for the White Sox. That's who I think is going to take it. You sparked my brain with that because he did enter. I don't think that Schwarber or Bryce Terang, Lord, I mean Bryce Harper. Got to talk about the real Bryce Terang, not Bryce Harper. But I don't think Bryce Harper will do it at all. So that's just my 2 cents. But stay tuned for the next show. We'll give you who will win our home run derby. And Pipe may not watch a lot of the All-Star stuff, but I got a sneaky suspicion that he might take a look at the Futures game since you got Pena and Mate playing up the middle to start off the National League team. Top 5 teams that I hate the most. I'm going to go Minnesota, everything. Golden Gophers, Vikings, Timberwolves, Twins, Wild. I hate them all. So we'll just put the whole state of Minnesota. We'll do the whole state of Illinois while we're at it, minus the Blackhawks, too. And minus the White Sox. I don't hate the White Sox. That's you. All right, so let me give you an NBA squad, though, and all jokes aside. Miami Heat. Hate them.
You hate them more than you hate the Indiana Pacers?
I was going to say it's a close tie. Indiana Pacers would be up there, too.
Okay.
Hockey wise, any Florida hockey team, I hate them. Doesn't matter. Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida Panthers, I hate them all. We did college, we did that. NFL, yeah, it's obvious. Vikings, Bears, Seahawks,
What
Panthers aren't
about
even
what
in
about
the
college football?
Minnesota Golden Gophers, hands down.
Okay, yeah, for me it's Michigan.
Mm.
Cheating bastards. And even before they were cheating bastards, I still hated them. So, you know, boo on Michigan.
Baseball, it's Cubs, it's Cardinals, it's Dodgers. Yeah, that's what I got, man. So I probably gave you more than five, but the whole state of Illinois, minus the Blackhawks and White Sox, whole state of Minnesota, including everyone, including even St. Thomas, whatever it is, St. Cloud State, if that's a school, Minnesota State, Mankato State, Mankato, whatever, however you pronounce that shit. I hate them too. Anything with M and N in it, I don't even like those letters of the alphabet. I feel like the whole state should be just thrown in the middle of the Atlantic and allowed to sink. I just got a thing on my phone. Home Run Derby's been set. Next episode, Pipe is going to give you his pick to click. Shout out to, what was my boy's name? Pick to click. What was my dude's name from the White Sox?
Harrelson, Ken Harrelson?
Yeah. Best Chicago announcer ever.
Oh, awful.
Yeah, so we'll give you all that, man. We gave you a lot to open up your breakfast with. I think we're even borderline in the brunch stuff. You got anything else before we get up out of here, Pipe?
No, just a good Saturday right before the All-Star break. Let's get 2 wins again today. We swept the doubleheader last series in St. Louis. No reason why we can't do that in Pittsburgh. We got went down the lineup earlier on game 1, so looks like game 1's hopefully going to be a win, and then we can hopefully go for the sweep later on today.
And hopefully we have 2 post-game shows, 2 pre-game shows today. That was a great job that Timmy and Tommy did with 2 and 2. That was absolutely amazing. That's what baseball and Brewers baseball radio is all about. Let's hope we get that today. After the last pitch, make the switch over to Timmy and them. Go ahead, Pipe.
Yeah, and it does suck with the rain out yesterday because we missed what was supposed to be Tommy's last post game show, and so it sucks that he wasn't able to say goodbye to everybody on that show. So I don't know if he's going to be doing maybe game 1 or whatever today. I wouldn't imagine, but if that's the end of the TNT Tommy and Timmy era, Tommy was great, man, and did some really good things. Sucks that it was cut short, but congratulations to him. Onward and upward, my friend, and I wish you all the luck at your next spot. But, it sucks. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Tim Allen's going to continue marching on. Can't wait to see what's next for the post-game show. But, I'm sure, I'll still be tuned in every day. That's for sure.
No, absolutely. And Tommy, you're absolutely right. Tommy was phenomenal. The brother had a great pulse on his minor league thing, man. Kind of made me a happy camper when I would tune in and listen to that minor league report and stuff like that. Did a phenomenal job. Hell, maybe we'll get Tommy on here to talk to us. Tommy, if you're listening, you got to be next up, my brother. We'd love to talk to you about Freus and all that stuff, man. And I'm going to go ahead and make the plea right here. I hope all you folks in the Tim Allen Facebook page, the Tim Allen Twitter world, bring the pipe bomb back. That's what we need. You can get one of these young kids to produce a show. Let's go, Tim and Pipe. Sparky, if you're listening, bring the pipe bomb back. Free the pipe bomb. Let's get pipe bomb back on the air with Tim Allen, man. Retweet this if you see it on Twitter. Like it on YouTube. Subscribe. As Trey Crosby would say, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. But also tell a friend to put the pipe bomb back with Tim Allen. That's what we need. That's what Brewers baseball needs, man. This has been another episode of Cream City Curveball. I'm your man, Justin, from North Carolina.
And Pipe in the good land.
I almost forgot, if you're listening live, if you're listening before the game, if you're listening in between the games, if you woke up and took a shower with Pipe Bomb, first time they could wake up with you, Pipe. If you're taking a nap with Pipe Bomb in between the games, we appreciate you listening tremendously. And, man, we're out of here. In the words of Ernie Banks, let's play 2. Why not? But matter of fact, Pipe said it earlier. Let's win two. Go Brewers.